morning. Pastor Brian McLean here with you today. Today I want to share with you a passage from the Gospel of Matthew, the 14th chapter. It's the 14th verse. It says that Jesus saw a great crowd and he had compassion for them. What does that mean to have compassion? Well, first, let's look at the root word there, passion. You ever heard of that word? To have passion means to have great feeling for something or someone. So much so, in fact, that you are willing to take action. Like the civil rights leader John Lewis. He was very passionate about equal rights and fair treatment of people from all races. So much so that he was willing to lead marches, take beatings, and even be arrested. He was willing because he and so many like him suffered under unfair treatment. And John Lewis wanted to change that. So what is compassion? Essentially, it's the same thing. Only to be compassionate is to look at someone else's situation. Even though you may not be experiencing the same ordeal as someone else, you feel very strongly about what they are going through. So much so that you join them in their passion. That's where the word comes from in compassion. To join together. So compassion, when Jesus has compassion for the people, even though he himself is not suffering from disease, he still has passion for those that are. So much so that he's willing to do something about it. So he cures them. For instance, even though I am white and I have not suffered from the abuse of discrimination, I would be willing to stand with my black brothers and sisters and other people of minority faith colors to stand with them. I'd be willing to do that because I care about their needs. Think about that. In our day, you may be hearing about the COVID-19 virus, or the coronavirus as it's often called. There may be many who are suffering from it, many who are catching it. And yet there are still others that have not caught it yet, like myself. Yet most of us who have not caught it yet still worry about those that do. While we may not be able to cure them, there's no way to cure them yet, we can still lift them up in our prayers, that God will lead the way for scientists to come up with a cure. We may be moved so much that we can offer to do things for them, like to go get their groceries, or to bring them a meal, or to run errands for them, to do what we can to help them, because we have compassion for them. Or we may be led to give money for research. So compassion means to feel for others what they are going through, even though you may not be going through it yourself. Another word for compassion is empathy. And just like passion and compassion, it leads us to do whatever we can to help others going through tough times. I hope this has been helpful to you in understanding what Jesus felt for the people he helped. He had compassion. I hope, and he calls upon us to have the same. May God bless you and keep you. Amen.